Hey everyone! Are you tired of feeling like you're just barely scraping by, even when you're working hard? Trust me, I've been there. For years, I struggled to manage my money, and it felt like I was stuck in a never-ending cycle of debt and financial stress. It wasn't until I took a hard look at my habits that I realized some of the things I was doing were actually sabotaging my finances. And the crazy part is, these were things that I didn't even realize were hurting me at the time. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the top 10 habits that could be secretly keeping you broke. We'll break down each habit, why it's harmful to your financial well-being, and most importantly, how you can ditch these bad habits and start building a brighter financial future for yourself. Let's get started. Coming in at number 10 is something that probably feels all too familiar: impulse purchases. You know, those little things you buy without thinking, like that extra coffee on the way to work, a new pair of shoes because they were on sale, or that gadget you just to have. Now, I'm not saying you should never treat yourself, but these small, seemingly insignificant purchases can really add up over time. Think about it, that $5 latte every day adds up to over $1,800 per year. Imagine what you could do with an extra $1,800, invest it, pay down debt, or even just have some extra breathing room in your budget. The worst part about impulse purchases is that they provide such a short-lived sense of satisfaction. You might get a quick hit of dopamine when you buy that new thing, but the feeling fades quickly, and you're left with the same amount of money, or less, and a growing pile of stuff you probably didn't need in the first place. So, how do you break this habit? Awareness is key. Start by tracking your spending for a month, and I guarantee you'll be shocked by how much money you're actually spending on impulse purchases. Once you're aware of the problem, you can start implementing strategies to curb those impulses. At number 9, we have another budget buster that can really drain your bank account without you even realizing it: eating out too often. Listen, I get it. Life gets busy, and sometimes the last thing you want to do after a long day is cook. But the truth is, eating at restaurants, ordering takeout, or even grabbing coffee and pastries on the go can be incredibly expensive, especially if it becomes a regular habit. Those seemingly harmless $10 lunches can easily add up to $200 or more per month. And let's be honest, restaurant meals are often loaded with extra calories, sodium, and unhealthy fats, which can take a toll on your health in the long run. So, not only is eating out frequently hurting your wallet, but it could also be sabotaging your health goals. The good news is, breaking this habit can be both financially rewarding and good for your well-being. Start by setting a realistic budget for eating out each week or month, and once you've reached your limit, commit to cooking at home. Meal prepping is a game changer when it comes to saving money and eating healthier. Coming in at number 8 is a habit that can have serious consequences for your finances: ignoring your bills. It's easy to let bills pile up, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed about money. But burying your head in the sand and avoiding those envelopes won't make them magically disappear. In fact, ignoring your bills will only make the situation worse. Late fees, penalties, and even damage to your credit score are just a few of the potential consequences of not paying your bills on time. And if you let things go too long, you could even face legal action or wage garnishment. The key to breaking this habit is to face your finances head-on and create a system for managing your bills. Start by gathering all of your bills and organizing them by due date. You can use a simple folder system, a spreadsheet, or a budgeting app, whatever works best for you. Number 7 on our list is a sneaky habit that can slowly but surely drain your bank account: lifestyle inflation. This happens when you increase your spending as your income grows, without making any significant changes to your saving or investing habits. It's easy to fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation, especially when you get a raise, start a new job, or experience any kind of financial windfall. You might think, I deserve to treat myself. And while it's perfectly fine to enjoy some of your hard-earned money, it's important to be mindful of how much your spending is increasing in relation to your income. The problem with lifestyle inflation is that it can prevent you from reaching your financial goals. If you're constantly upgrading your lifestyle every time you get a raise, you'll never get ahead and build real wealth. So how do you avoid the lifestyle inflation trap? The key is to be intentional with your spending and make conscious choices about where your money is going. Just because you can afford to buy something doesn't mean you have to. Start by setting clear financial goals for yourself, whether it's saving for a down payment on a house, investing for retirement, or paying off debt. Coming in at number 6 is a habit that might not seem like a big deal in the short term, but it can have a huge impact on your long-term financial well-being: not investing. Many people avoid investing because they think it's too complicated, too risky, or only for the wealthy. But the truth is, Investing is one of the most powerful tools you have for building wealth over time, thanks to the magic of compound growth. Compound growth is essentially earning interest on your interest, which means your money grows exponentially over time. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow and compound. At number 5, we have a habit that can quickly turn into a slippery slope: using credit cards like free money. Credit cards can be convenient tools for managing your finances, but they can also be dangerous if you're not careful. The problem with credit cards is that they make it easy to spend money you don't actually have. And if you're not diligent about paying off your balance in full each month, those high interest rates can quickly add up, leading to a mountain of debt that can be difficult to escape. It's important to remember that credit cards are not free money. They're loans that need to be repaid, and if you're not careful, they can easily lead to a cycle of debt that can take years to break free from. If you're struggling with credit card debt, the first step is to create a budget and identify areas where you can cut back on spending. Coming in at number 4 is a habit that can leave you vulnerable to financial setbacks: not having an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable, and unexpected expenses can pop up at any time, from a medical bill, to a car repair, to a job loss. Without an emergency fund to cover these unexpected costs, you might be forced to rely on credit cards, take out high-interest loans, or dip into your savings, which can derail your financial progress and set you back months or even years. Financial experts recommend having at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses saved in an emergency fund. This might seem like a daunting amount, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck, but even starting small and gradually building up your savings is better than nothing. At number 3, we have a habit that can be a major drain on your finances: overspending on housing. Housing is typically the biggest expense for most people, and it's easy to overspend on rent or mortgage payments, especially if you're trying to keep up with the Joneses or live in a desirable location. However, it's important to remember that your housing costs should be in line with your income and overall budget. Financial experts recommend spending no more than 30% of your gross income on housing, including rent or mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, and utilities. If you're spending significantly more than 30% of your income on housing, you might need to consider downsizing to a smaller or more affordable place, finding a roommate to split the costs, or relocating to a less expensive area. Coming in at number 2 is a habit that can have a significant impact on your financial well-being, both personally and in your relationships: not talking about money. Money is often seen as a taboo topic, and many people avoid discussing it with their partners, family members, or even close friends. However, open and honest communication about money is essential for building healthy financial habits and achieving your financial goals. When you're not on the same page with your partner about money, it can lead to disagreements, resentment, and even financial infidelity. Start by having regular money dates with your partner, where you discuss your financial goals, track your spending, and make joint financial decisions. And finally, the number 1 habit that is secretly keeping you broke is not having a budget. I know the B word can feel restrictive and intimidating, but trust me on this one. A budget is not about depriving yourself or limiting your fun. It's about taking control of your finances and making your money work for you. Without a budget, it's easy to overspend, lose track of your money, and end up living paycheck to paycheck, wondering where all your hard-earned cash went. A budget gives you a clear picture of your income, expenses, and how much money you have available to save, invest, or spend on the things you enjoy. There are countless budgeting methods out there, from the 50/30/20 budget to the envelope system to zero-based budgeting. The key is to find a method that works for you and your lifestyle. So there you have it, the top 10 habits that could be secretly keeping you broke. Remember, breaking these habits takes time and effort, and it's okay to slip up every now and then. The important thing is to be kind to yourself, keep learning, and keep striving to make positive changes in your financial life. If you're feeling overwhelmed, start by focusing on 1 or 2 habits at a time. Small changes can lead to big results over time, and every step you take towards breaking these habits is a step towards a brighter financial future.